Folks, a couple of things you've heard on this channel first. First and foremost, you heard about a 40% housing crash happening, which I'm happy to report happened as expected. We will get final validation of that on Friday, January 20th, 2023. I'm also now telling you right here, right now on January 17th, 2023, that the housing crash in transactions is over. Every month, the month of 2023 will be higher than what is reported on Friday. I believe we will have the first and likely only housing report sub 4 million this Friday. So what does it mean? I'm back with the three amigos, the folks that we first called the housing crash with, and boy, did we get hate. I remember having to defend ourselves and remind people what we were talking about. And now 6-9 months later, everybody else is talking about a housing crash. And of course, we will be early. We will be right again. It is now over. Matt, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing awesome, and I would like to tell everybody, for all the hate, suck it.
Yeah, I mean, God, we got so much hate.
Enjoy the bucket of stupid soup. Enjoy it, because you're looking really bad right now. I tell you, I am so excited. I just did a deal. I bought it. The agent did such an amazing job of beating the tar out of the seller for me. I didn't even need to negotiate the price. She had them believing that the sky was falling. She's just like, this is a great offer. You just need to take it right now. I was like, I agree with her. Just take my offer right now. Like, you should just do that.
Yeah, you'd be fool not to. It'll be lower tomorrow.
I was loving it. I mean, literally, there was the easiest negotiation I've ever had. It was unbelievable. She was literally, yep. I keep on telling him, you got to get something done. Like, he's ready to do this now. Like, just commit. Like, yeah, we've got the open house this weekend and there's some interest, but we're not promised anything. I'm like, you a buyer's agent?
Am I being punked? What's going on?
But this is the thing. Like, they got scared out of their mind. What you've been saying is it's been a depression for those, for those people in that for mortgage brokers and for real estate agents. It has been. Like, if you listen to them now, oh my word, they're miserable people. Miserable.
Well, they've I don't know, somewhere between 25 and 30% have already left or are planning to leave. And again, when I'm calling the housing crash and was right, I'm not saying it's going back to the moon. I don't want a mortgage broker or a real estate agent to think we're going back to 6.5 million, because we're not. We're likely to be below 4.5 million all year, which is a monthly number reported by National Association of Realtors. So I have good news. The crash is over, but the bad news is we're going to be on this plateau for a while. So Dion, what do you think? You remember all the hate we got when we first told people a 40% crash was coming?
Well, I'm kind of glad that we're this far into the video before I actually start to talk, because the haters are attacking you in the comments right now already based off the start of this, because for several years, we've been saying there is no crash coming in prices. And we were getting a bunch of hate saying, all the crash videos are out there. It all has to be right. And I remember, Mike, we usually get somewhere between 2,000 to 5,000 views on a video in the first week. Some do a little better. Some are a topic people don't want to see. I don't know what the thing is, but we did a video where we were admitting the crash is here, and you got over 30,000 views the first day. Like, wow. Like, yep, with crashes here. And here's the thing that the haters in the comments aren't going to want to hear. It's not in prices.
Yeah,
prices haven't crashed. They're not going to crash. We're not going to see 20% in a year fall off. It's transactions, and that hit lenders and agents and the industry harder than a crash in prices would. If prices went down 50% and a bunch of deals happened, agents would make money.
That's what happened in 08, 09. Yeah, the agents were fine.
They'd be saying, take advantage of this crash. In a crash in transactions, they're saying, well, 25% of us are going to go back to our other job, right? Yeah. And develop a side hustle. So the housing crash in transactions being over, my thoughts on this is I don't 100% agree. I think we're in a 2-month death rattle.
Ooh, define death rattle.
So we're not going to go lower on transactions, but I don't see them jumping up enough for us to say we're anything on what's the reverse of a plateau. We're at the bottom of the valley, but it's going to be
that's fine. Well, I mean, yeah, so
right.
Valley
so not
floor.
V-shaped. We're going to
yeah. So I agree with you. I think I tried to make that clear and clearly didn't. This is not, this is the bottom, right? I think this is the December, which will happen on January 20th, will be the only month sub 4 million. But that doesn't mean we're suddenly at 5 million. No, I think we're at 4.1, 4.03. Just, it's going to suck, but at least we're done crashing, which.
Yep. So yeah, I absolutely agree. I think that people watching, well, okay, so we're done. So it's going to pick up. There's going to be more transactions next month. And I don't see, I think, you know, we have seasonality where it's slower in the winter. We're still in winter. Some of us, for some reason, think of winter as being November, December, because maybe that's what it was when we were kids. But where I'm at, the coldest month is February, beginning of March. Like, it's not December. I don't know if something shifted or if that's just because of the Christmas movies come out before the end of the year or something. But when it comes to transactions, there's actually a thought that I had yesterday. I made it short, and it's counterintuitive. So actually, I'm gonna say the thought to you, Mike, and just so people can watch your facial expression when an investor who's been investing for years has maybe not heard this concept.
Okay.
One of the reasons that I have very low tenant turnover, there's several reasons, but one of them is because most people want their leases to renew in the summer when it's easier to find a tenant. Right? So they say, don't end a lease in the winter because you're not going to find tenants. The reason I end my leases in the winter is because people don't want to move. Kids don't want to change schools. It's cold to move.
Genius.
So I have more tenant renewals in the winter. So there's more transactions that are going to happen in the spring because everyone is thinking, I don't want to list my house in the winter because there's no buyers. People are saying, I don't really want to buy in the winter because there's no inventory. Well, this is when the competition is gone.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I applied it to rentals and renewing leases. But I think that's what's going to happen here is we're still going to have the 2 more months of winter where we have seasonality with it down where we're at. But I don't see transactions going below 3.8 million, right? So I don't think that the crash is continuing transactions down there, right? Yeah. Agreed. So I think you nailed it.
Yeah. So the other thing, there's a couple other things I want to remind people about because what's going to happen is they're going to be talking about price. So let's just go there now. So again, transactions are they're reported more often, and they're only about 30 days late. They're usually about 15 to 20 days late. They come the middle of the preceding month. Case Schiller is 2 months old. The last Case Schiller we got was for October. So before you all get it twisted, we're going to get bad November numbers, lower. We're going to get bad December numbers. And then I believe what will happen with price is just like transactions. It'll be a boring plateau or valley floor or whatever you want to call it. I do think the price drops or negativity will subside, but it won't be reported until March, right? I just want to remind people that Case Schiller is always 2 months old. We have 2 more months of bad data, which will be negative. We won't get the good numbers until March. So don't get it twisted. Don't come back to me when we get the January report, Case Schiller, on the 28th and say, see, Zuber, you're an idiot. I'm not an idiot. You're a moron because you don't know that Case Schiller is reporting November and I'm telling you January. So let's not get that twisted. What do you think about all that, Matt?
So there. Yep, exactly right. It just is what it is. It's the scoreboard. The question I was going to ask you, that I was going to interrupt Dion on because I thought he was finished because he has that perfect awkward pause. Is, do you remember in 08, 09, and you saw agents that were nothings, nobodies, but they got connected with a bank?
Oh, I did.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. REO agents, they were called. Yeah.
REOs. And unbelievable, right? Like you saw some largely talentless, agents, but they did one right thing. They linked up with a bank. They filled out all the paperwork. They were willing to take all the bullshit to deal with those.
They did all the suck, right? They changed door locks,
all the suck,
alarms,
all the suck. They did it all, but they created massive names for themselves. I mean, I know one guy that was doing 10 to 12 a month, 10 to 12 a month. And he had never done more than 20 transactions in a year. And he was doing 10 to 12 a month. So
I have on my channel, just so you know, a guy named Ty on Thursdays. He was the #1 REO agent in the Bay Area. He was doing 35 to 40 transactions a month. And these are Bay Area prices.
Holy crap. Yeah. Even in the REO, that's still $1 million, $2 million property, right?
Yeah, that's big numbers. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So that's what I see. Like I called under 4 million transactions, knew that was going to happen, knew we would touch it. We did. And yeah, now we're going to bump along the bottom, and bumping along the bottom doesn't suck. It's
it doesn't. It does exactly. Now you don't have to worry about the sky is falling. You can have negotiations. If you're an agent and you're not making any money, you could be aggressive like Matt's, because again, the seller's not the winner now. Now it's the buyer.
That's
if
right.
You know you have a seller that has to sell, go find your buyer, negotiate a win-win deal which closes. Everybody wins. So to close this out, again, housing transactions have bottomed. Prices we won't know until March. It's just how the reports work. I also want to remind people we have 3 parts of the market, and this is what makes me feel good about transactions. The luxury market will be broken all year. We will hear about price drops. They will be reported $500,000 price drop on this or that luxury property. We may even hear about $1 million price drop. These are all luxury properties from people who have ungodly amount of money that it doesn't matter. But they'll be reported, and there'll be channels talking about 7-figure price cuts all over the place, blah, blah, blah. It's luxury. It doesn't matter. I told you luxury was broken months ago. It'll be broken all year. The market to watch is move up. I believe move up is still frozen, but I will admit we have to watch interest rates. If interest rates trend down, it's easy for me to say, and we start touching low 5s, and then you could do a 2-1 buy down or pay points and get in the mid 4s, that may unlock. I'm not calling for it, but we have to watch that. And then finally, there's the entry level, which is why I feel confident about transactions going up. That market is already moving. I put out a call for feedback yesterday, and I must have got 50 or 75 responses from around the country. Yeah, on the market 60 days, no showings, no nothing, in contract, 5 offers this week. So it's coming, right? I think FHA and VA buyers are coming. This is what we said would happen. I believe the government hasn't even come in yet with incentives. Yeah, I think housing is bottom. I think we get the report on Friday the 20th. And I know I will get a lot of hate in this video, but hopefully in 6 months, people will once again say, damn it, you were right again. So Dion, bring us home. Closing thoughts.
Well, I think you make a really good point when you talk about the luxury real estate coming down. So people are going to be able to point at medium or average and say, look, this is coming down because it's the high end. Associate that with rents. So here's just a little bit of data. Since we started tracking rents, we're coming on, a century of information. Rents have never once in a 5-year period gone down. They have flatlined. They have gone up with inflation. They have gone up when supply and demand is an issue. In 2009, luxury rentals, the Class A rentals, dropped enough for it to look like market rents had gone down, but C and B market rents went up. It was just A went down. So if prices can come down enough for people to say, if the Class A sales are coming down enough for people to say prices are coming down, it's like you said, look at the move up. Look at the average investor, not the luxury, not the super high-end Class A. So overall market, does it apply? Because real estate is local, and then real estate is tied to the asset that you're investing in. Are you buying $4 million beachfront rentals? No. So it's probably not going to be something that impacts the rental prices of the properties you're buying.
Yeah. And Dion, where can people find you?
Right here on YouTube, Dion Talk Financial Freedom.
Awesome. And Matt, kind of bring us home with your final thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, I think that's exactly right. When rents went down nationally, they went down like about 4%. Oh my word. What would any of us do if rents went down 4%? And a majority of that was in the high end, where it's mostly institutional owners. It's not mom and pop landlords. It's not the 80 million mom and pop landlords that are in the market. So I think everyone needs to, again, take in data in comparison to where it fits in the overall equation. So, and I think when people do that, I think they can far better understand the market and make far better, more rational decisions, because I am grateful that I just closed on this house. It's a single family. I don't buy single families. I bought it because
amazing.
It's a single family.
Wow. You didn't say that earlier. I just,
yeah, it's a single.
You bought a single. Oh my gosh. Write it down, folks. You haven't done that in a decade, probably. As a rental.
More.
Wow. See, that's
single
amazing.
Family. Yeah. A single family as a rental. It's been 15 years since I bought a single family.
Take note, folks. This is not easy. It's simple, but you can find deals. It takes work. Everybody wants a damn easy button. I want to tell people right here, right now, 2023 will be the second easiest year to find a deal, but it won't be easy. It'll just be the second. 2010 was stupid, just stupid. Nobody was around. It was just ridiculous, but it'll be easy. You just got to do the work. Most people are afraid. 87% of the people are sitting on the couch doing nothing. Everybody thinks a crash is coming. It is now over. I've told you it's over. I've been right before. I'll be right again. And most people will do nothing. And the people that focus, do the work, learn average, write great deals, will buy a single family home, which you haven't done in 15 years. Another great deal. Matt, where can people find you?
Lumberjack Landlord on Instagram and on YouTube. You can
Awesome.
find me there often.
Congrats, guys. I'm sorry to tell you the housing crash is over. Later.
Ciao.